Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today, presenting Dave's reality show tier list, ranking all of my favorite and least favorite reality shows with you here today. I've watched quite a few reality shows over the years, and I've watched a good bit in the last few weeks, checking out some new shows, thinking about shows I might be most interested and most excited for applying for, as that's a passion I'm hoping to pursue. I've got one in mind, which sits supreme in terms of one I want to make sure I apply for and find myself on in the future. I've already applied, but I'm going to continue to apply for a bunch of these. But today, take you through my reality show tier list in terms of viewing, and as a viewer, the shows I enjoy watching the most, and I'll also add in some granularity of detail in terms of those I'm most excited to apply for. Let's get to it here today. To start you off, give you some context, this was a really hard list to create. I think there are a lot of good shows, but I felt like I had to give some lower ratings. So I did give a D rating, letter grade rating scale here. So we're A, B, C, D, and F. But I didn't give out any Fs, so D will be the lowest rating that I provide on this one, because I think they're all great shows, and they all provide value in one way or another. But I have my favorites and my least favorites. Gonna go through the list. Oh, there's an S tier as well. I also made sure there would only be one reality show in the S tier, and we're going from best to least, or favorite to least favorite, S to D. So I'm starting you off with my S-ranked show, my one reality show that I think deserves to be in S tier. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Dave's S-ranked reality show is The Amazing Race. I have been absolutely loving watching The Amazing Race. I'm only 2 seasons through now. I watched it a long time ago, and I probably only saw an episode here and there, and I thought it was a good show, but I didn't think it was an amazing show. Now, rewatching and having seen a couple of seasons, especially some newer seasons, and seeing all the additional granularity of detail and the camera action, the drama, and the stories, S-tier ranked show for me. I love the concept of all the traveling, seeing new sights, being able to be immersed in that local culture and experience new things that you may only be able to experience in these certain countries. And you also get to really understand some of the challenges that exist in some of these countries as well. I watched one of the older seasons as well, and you see how hard it can be, for example, to get transportation around India for them to get from one destination to another. I absolutely love the idea of traveling and seeing the world. Really want to do some more travel in the future. And any international travel, I really got to get started with that. I have the Bahamas experience, but no stamps in the passports. So in addition to loving watching the show and being able to see it firsthand, I really want to make it a high priority for myself to really focus on applying for that one. I'm planning to apply every 6 months or every year, whatever it takes, until I get that call saying, hey Dave, come be on The Amazing Race with us. So it's S-ranked for both viewing and for applying for me personally. And it really depends on your comforts and what you enjoy. I think it's a great show, and probably most people will enjoy watching it, but I think some people may be uncomfortable with the idea of flying left and right to all these different countries, maybe not getting a whole lot of sleep, dealing with some challenges like maybe jumping out of an airplane or walking past tigers. But to me, it all sounds so amazing, so exciting, and I would love to give it a try. Another thing I love about the show is how quickly the rankings can change. You can be in last place in one day, and the next day you can be in first place. Unlike a lot of the other shows where maybe people build alliances or you have an idea of the voting rhythm of how people are going to get knocked out or voted out, this one can be so variable. In a way, it's like Mario Kart. You could be in last until you're in first, right there at the end. So excited to watch more of the show. I'm making it a goal of mine to try to watch all of the seasons of The Amazing Race to make my applications for the show better and better and better, be able to have more context, understand what they're looking for. It's going to be great. And Amazing Race, I'm coming for you. If you're listening out there, Phil, get ready. Get ready to give me a call. I'm ready for that call. But really, really love all the constructs, the relationship building and the drama you see between that pair, the 2-person couple, whenever they're going on those challenges as well. All kinds of cool aspects of the show. So most definitely excited to continue watching and to continue applying until I'm on the show. Now, in the next few tiers, I have several shows that fall into each letter grade. So letter A, letter B, letter C. So I did my best to give a plus, an A+, a B+, and a C+ to some shows that I feel are the best in that letter grade ranking. So, taking you to our A+ rating in the A category. Ladies and gentlemen, my A+ reality TV show, one I really enjoy watching. I'm not sure how well I would do being on the show. I feel like it's probably not my first choice to get on, but still, I would do it if you call me. It's Survivor. I feel like I can watch Survivor forever, although it may not be something that I would be very good at, may not absolutely love it myself with the bugs and the camping outdoors and all that. Not my favorite things. I can do them, but not my favorite, especially these days. But love watching the show. You can watch forever. So much of a story to it, so much drama going on. Love the challenges. Those are probably some of the most fun, is seeing the different competitions that people compete in to try to win for their tribes or for their individual team members. And I could make a list because I've watched every season available on Amazon Prime and on Netflix in terms of Survivor. So quite a bit of Survivor watching has happened. When I say I could watch it forever, yeah, I did. So if you want to see me make a review of some of the best seasons of Survivor as well, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments. But would that be too detailed? Maybe I should just stick with the reality show tier list, and then we'll see where things go. But wanted to make this one because I was so excited about sharing my favorite shows with you. Continuing downward, Survivor's a great one. Love to watch it, love the drama. You feel like you're rooting for certain characters, maybe, and not others at times, really hoping someone will get knocked out or stay in. But moving on down to the next show in the A tier. And there's only one more show in the A tier for me. This used to be an S tier, and then I decided only one in the S tier. So the other show that gets an A for me that I would absolutely love to be on as well, probably my second favorite show for a reality show to be on, and one of my favorite reality shows to watch, as you can tell, is The Circle. You may be thinking to yourself, Dave, how can a show about a bunch of people sitting alone in apartments, communicating with each other on social media until they all get voted out, how does that catch your attention? How is that so riveting? But they do an amazing job on The Circle. First of all, absolutely love the effects, how they're able to tell the story, especially when they introduced characters. You'll see they introduce new players, new characters with some of those really cool animated designs, really great intros for all the different players. Not to mention the constant editing back and forth. They'll tell you great stories. You got that voiceover from the host, Michelle, who does a fantastic job telling us what's going on, giving you clues of what to expect, and making you laugh along the way with how the show is going. So love the editing, love the storytelling, and love the effects that go with The Circle. Also love the challenges within The Circle as well. Some really cool stuff, and modern, I feel like. Circle, to me, seems like it's especially modern in the way that, it is a social media challenge, right? So people are competing through social media, which may be more relatable to a younger crowd, but some of the challenges also reflect a younger group as well. For example, there was a rap battle, a rap competition, which was really cool. Was it Lil Yachty, I think, was featuring the rap competition. Loved that one. You know I love to make my music videos, and I've got a few rap-style music videos, so personally definitely resonated with that. I'm like, I would love to be in that challenge, but really relatable, I feel like, in terms of a younger person reality show too. You got younger players, just generally leans younger, but would love to find myself on that one in the future as well. And I've got some ideas. I've been thinking about strategies that might be good if I end up on The Circle to apply to potentially win the show. So we'll see how that goes if I get cast. Moving on down to the B tier, the B tier rankings, there's one B+ to rule all of the Bs. And for me, the one B+ show that I've enjoyed quite a bit is Are You the One? Now, I've only seen a couple of seasons of Are You the One on Netflix with a particular host. Was his name Ryan? I think it was Ryan. And he did a great job. It was super entertaining to watch these couples try to pair up and figure out how many of them were matches. There's a lot of ambiguity and confusion in terms of, okay, which couples are matches? Plus, there's additional components of them going on different dates or adventures together. And you have the booth that tells them whether they are or are not confirmed matches. So a lot of really cool components there in terms of how they kept that Are You the One show engaging and having multiple angles on that show to help the players try to figure out and win the prize by matching all the couples. Not to mention the component of the dating and the drama that goes into some of the dating shows, I feel like is particularly engaging as well. So I'd love to see a few more seasons of that. Only 2 available on Netflix. And as you can see, some of my watching experience in recent years is based on what's available on certain streaming platforms. So we'll see if I can figure out some more platforms to watch some more shows. I probably shouldn't do too much of that, but we'll see. We'll see how things go in the future. Another B tier show for me is Love is Blind. Really enjoyed the concept of Love is Blind and seeing how well blind dating can work in building these really strong relationships for these couples that had the opportunity to be a part of the show. I feel like you get to really understand people's characters, what motivates them, and all of that as you watch the show and you see people interact in the blind booths where they can't see each other, and then once they actually meet each other and how their perspectives might change or not change, and really speaks to people's characters that way. So really enjoyed that show. Looking forward to seeing more of it. And it's on the newer side as well. So maybe that helped keep it really engaging too. Another hilarious personal development / dating show that I really enjoyed was Too Hot to Handle. Gave this one a B, but I feel like that could be competitive for the B+ for me as well, especially depending upon how future seasons go for Too Hot to Handle and how they might go for Are You the One. Really hilarious to see people's relationships and their reactions and how they measure up to Lana's challenges. Lana being the virtual host of the show who gives these players particular challenges. It is a more, what's the term? Is it a saucier dating show? It's a more physical dating show, maybe more adult-leaning dating show. Yeah, it's definitely has a particular twist to it if you've heard of Too Hot to Handle, but makes for a really entertaining show if you ask me. I also love the personal development aspect here. I feel like there's not too much in terms of challenges, knocking people out, or anything like that. It's really focused on people's personal development and helping them become who they may want to be in life, helping them become stronger, better, and able to manage the challenges that they've been through better in life, which I really appreciate. It's a different take as opposed to a knockout challenge style. There's not a whole lot of focus on who's going to win the prize money or will everyone share the money, but more on everyone's individual development journey. And everyone's a winner if everyone finds themselves developing in a place where they want to be and be able to move forward in a healthier and better way for themselves in their lives. So huge advantage there in terms of adding multiple layers of winning and prizes, if you will, to that show. The last show that I put in my B tier rankings here, I haven't seen this one in forever, but always loved to watch, Impractical Jokers. I loved to see the funny things that these guys do. Really hilarious show. It's tough to find on streaming platforms. I'm not sure if the show's still around, but you had a few funny guys who went and did really silly things in public. It's not so much character development, but more just funny reality comedy type drama. I feel like I stumbled across this one and remembered it when I was doing a little bit of research for this video, looking up different reality shows so that I could try to rank as many as I knew, and really did enjoy the laughs that came out of that show. It's not standard reality, again, in the character development or elimination, but more reality in terms of how people react to these people's funny mannerisms in public. And, you know, a good laugh is always a good time, if you ask me. I'm always up for a good laugh, and hopefully I can generate a few good laughs for you as well. Now we're on to the C tier, and I want to say C tier, as much as it's lower than the other ones, it does not mean I don't enjoy these shows. They're just not as much amazing, thrilling favorites for me as those first several buckets are. I would definitely still watch them, but they just wouldn't stack as high on my list. I think they're all good shows. There's also several shows I haven't gotten the chance to see or to review, so I'm going to add those in here at the end. But let's get to C. For C+, I had to rank a few different types of shows in terms of category and theme, because my C tier here is not so consistent in terms of the genre. It's not all the dating or it's not all the action, but it's got a variety of different themes to it. So for me, I gave the C+ award to the Bachelor series. So The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. I'm not sure I've seen any of The Bachelor Pad or Bachelor Island. I feel like there were a few other ones that came out of it, but really did enjoy The Bachelor show. I feel like it was a great adventure. You've got the combination of the eliminations, where you do have these men or women being eliminated from the consideration, the competition, by the Bachelor or the Bachelorette, whoever is the main character, but also has that dating component, and you really build up this interest in these characters, and they build their connections with each other, so very engaging. Another really engaging show for me. I feel like it probably falls below the others, but to be fair, I haven't seen The Bachelor or The Bachelorette in a long time. I'm trying to think how long it's been. I'm not sure, maybe like 5 years? Maybe it's been less, maybe like 3 years. But it's been a few years, so who knows? Maybe it would move higher up for me, but the other ones seem to have more action going on, as opposed to being centered around one character. But there's pros and cons to both. It's a great show, too. Another C-ranked show for me is going to be these real estate types of shows. You've got Love It or List It. I think Fix or Flip was one for a while. There are a bunch of great ones. There was one with the couple, their name I can never remember. They have the farm in Waco. Something Farms, Magnolia Farms. They have the Magnolia Farms in Waco. They always had a great real estate show too. I feel like there's things to love, and that's a lot of learning that comes out of these shows. You're like, wow, like look what it's like to go through all the work of like fixing up homes and selling homes and how much, homes can go for and how much you can do to your home by doing some good work on it. And I feel like that'd be tougher to really see myself doing quite so much of, but really, really engaging, entertaining to watch and to learn about all the stuff that goes into this real estate, into this property management or the property like fixing and improvement. On the flip side of that, a lot of these shows don't have quite as much of the character development. You don't see quite as much of the competition and people being knocked out of the challenge. It doesn't tell quite as much a long story over time often. It's usually a one-off episode with one character and their story, and they go from house A to house B or house A to A+, where they do the home improvements. Not as much a long tail around how's this character going to do, and am I rooting for them or am I rooting against them? It's hopefully, we're rooting for most people to get where they want to go with it, but there's no winners or losers. There's just the one focus in those shows as well. Another good show, not my favorite style of a reality show, but another show I enjoy a good bit that goes in that C category. I think it's actually the last C category ranking type show here, are the food-based ones. For example, Hell's Kitchen was one I used to enjoy a good bit. There's the Great British Bake Off, which I'm not sure I've ever seen, and quite a few other ones. You've got child bakers and all kinds of bakers. There's good stuff everywhere. I did find these cooking shows really engaging, considering I don't even really cook. I have limited to no experience with cooking, which is something I'll need to work on, but the players get super into it. You follow them for a while. You see their journey, understand their passions. There's lots of drama and emotion that goes on in terms of these stories and their progression. And you do have elimination in some of them, like Hell's Kitchen, for example, where you'll see Gordon Ramsay knock out different players and see who goes on to be his top chef or something like that. I think Top Chef might actually be a different show. So clearly, I haven't seen this show in a long time, but I used to enjoy the story that went along with these cooking stories. And I do feel like Gordon Ramsay did a great job adding the energy, the drama, the emotion to it in terms of how he went about communicating with those chefs and the pressure you could see that they felt in the show. It made it fun. And the food is always delicious looking as well, so I might suggest you eat before, or you eat during the show to make sure that hunger doesn't come up as you watch the food being made. But really engaging show. Again, maybe not my first choice of category. Like, I like the dramas, I like the actions, but still great series. If you're into cooking quite a bit, you might like that far more than I. And then there's the one that makes the D tier for me, and I hate to do it because I am really interested and passionate in the subject, and that's the performance, the singing and the music ones, like the America's Got Talent or The Voice. Now again, it's been quite a while since I've seen these shows, but from a reality show lens, it really is. It's that shorter story. Yes, you learn some of the background, you start to feel for the character and all that, but it's one episode based, right? And even less a lot of the time, where you'll follow maybe 3, 4, 5 different performers in one episode. You'll see them from start to finish. And I guess there's a long tail continuation where you have to follow them all the way throughout the journey and see how far they get, but it's a little bit tricky, I feel like, as well, to lose track of like all the different players and how's everyone doing and how were their performances and who did I feel really connected with episodes upon episodes ago. I'm not sure if some of these shows cross different seasons in order to get to their finales, but I feel like it can maybe also be a bit repetitive as well, where you're seeing performance by this person, performance by this person, performance by this person, as opposed to different challenges or different character interactions with each other. Again, not as much drama from that lens. They have their own personal challenges, which they share. But again, I love the concept, and I'm all about performance. I love the singing and that, I do that sort of thing, right? I've got the music videos and the acting and all of that, but I feel like it's just harder for me to feel that same level of engagement with those types of shows, with the not as much of a connection with the character, with the sort of one-off episode type feel to it, and without those same challenges or dramas or characters butting heads quite like they would in another show. You have eliminations, but the eliminations are it seems like very removed. One person's elimination doesn't impact other characters. Maybe that would be an interesting way to impact the show in the future, is maybe you watch everybody, you give them a thumbs up, but then you at the end of the episode, you say, okay, only one person can move on. They recompete against each other. I'm not sure, but just a thought. But still a great show. Really still enjoy them all. And there are a few that I haven't been able to see. I'm going to start with my most wanting to see, possibly in order to be cast on, and possibly in terms of I've been told I really would like the show, and work through some of those as well, so you know what we're missing. And I'm sure there's more we're missing too, so feel free to throw your favorites in the comments. But here's a few that I really want to see. Number 1 on my not rated list is Big Brother. I've got to see Big Brother. I've heard I could potentially be good on Big Brother. It might be a good show for me to compete on, so I'd love to be able to watch it. Unfortunately, haven't found the platform yet in terms of the free streaming of Big Brother, but I'm really looking forward to checking that one out and hopefully creating a better application for it once I have the chance to see it. There's so many other shows as well. You've got America's Top Model, Love Island. I have a whole list here that I was looking at. World's Most Amazing Vacation Rentals. There's a Real Housewives of a bunch of different locations, but haven't really watched any of those shows. Again, the America's Top Model kind of ties into maybe some of the performance shows we talked about in a similar construct. Again, Love Island may tie into one of these other ones in terms of how it goes, but haven't seen any of those specifically, so if they stand out or maybe fall super far behind, I'd love to hear your thoughts on those or any other shows you may also love. I've really enjoyed putting together this reality TV show tier list and sharing my thoughts with you. I'm really excited about the idea of being on one of these shows, especially a few of my top ones in the future, but I'd love to be on any and all. Again, I have a passion for entertaining, as you know, but really, really love, for example, Phil. I mean, come on. I love the idea of traveling all over the place, jumping out of planes and meeting tigers and racing around the world. That would be so cool. So keep your eyes open for my applications, Phil, and Michelle, too, on the circle. Love that one, too. So, anyways, we'll continue onwards. Thank you for helping make my day an amazing day and sharing some of these things that I'm excited and passionate about with you, and we'll see what videos are next to come. I'm changing it up, always sharing new stuff with you, and I really have no idea what the next video is going to be. So I'm trying to just follow the passion right now, follow the excitement, and see where it takes us. And I hope you're enjoying it as well. Love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to make your day an amazing day as well. Make sure you focus on the positive vibes. Look for the silver lining in everything you do. Find that positivity, and make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay informed of future adventures, because they are coming your way. Until next time, play on.